Hi, welcome back. I'm Nisha. In the previous video, we discussed about user-defined function and we implemented a program which had a user-defined function. So today we are going to talk more on arguments or parameters of user-defined function. So if any doubt is there in the user-defined function, please go through my video. I'll put that link in the description box. So arguments means the values passing from the calling place to the function definition. So let us see what is functions with default arguments. Okay. So let us check the definition of default arguments. Okay. So a default argument is a value provided in a function declaration. Function declaration means function prototype. Normally we put only data types as an argument. Is it in the function prototype? Yeah. But default argument means we are providing value in a function declaration. And that is automatically assigned by the compiler if the caller of the function doesn't provide a value for the argument. So if the caller of the function doesn't provide a value, that means if we are not passing any value at the calling time, but there are some arguments also. But if we are not passing any value to the function definition, automatically the compiler will assign with the default value. Clear? So default argument means at the function declaration itself, we are assigning the initial value to the parameters. That is default arguments. See the example. Example is int sum in bracket int a comma in b is equal to 0 comma in c is equal to 0 bracket close semicolon. So this is the function prototype or function declaration. So the first int shows the return type, sum is the function name and three arguments are there. Int a comma int b is equal to 0. See, this is initialization. So at the declaration time itself we are assigning the value. That is called initialization. So in C is also we initialized. But in A we didn't initialize any value. Okay, so how it will work? Let us see. Normally when there is three arguments in a function declaration, at the calling time we need to pass three arguments, right? Yeah, otherwise we'll get error message. Somehow we want values to be default if the user is not passed. See the example here. Sum, three arguments are there. In B is 0, same like C is also 0. So here we can call sum by passing only one argument because in A there is no default value. So one argument is compulsory and in other two 0 is initialized. If you are passing three arguments, the first will copy to A and the second will copy to B. So that time the 0 will overwrite. And same like C also will access the new value and 0 will overwrite. So this is default argument. Okay. Now let us implement this one in a program. So there are some important points to remember when you are using default arguments. So the first point is default arguments are overwritten when calling function provides values for them. Understood? What is overwritten? Overwritten means delete the existing one. Okay, and assign the new one. That is the meaning of overwritten. So default arguments are overwritten. So whatever values we assigned at the declaration time. So when you are calling time, when you are calling the function and you are providing values at that time, that new value will assign in the argument and the existing one will delete it. Understood? That is the meaning of this point. Clear? So the second point is default arguments are assigned from right to left. Default arguments are assigned from right to left. Meaning is at the compiling time, if there are three arguments means from the right onwards the values are assigned it. Okay, the compiler will begins from the right to left. So if three arguments are there means first the third one will assign the value, then the second one, then the first one. That is the procedure, that is the flow of the compiler for assigning. Okay. Now see the third point. During calling a function, arguments from calling function to the call function are copied from left to right. So at the calling time, the arguments are copied from the calling place to the called place. Is it? Yeah. So that time the value will copied from left to right. So if three arguments are there in the function definition means, and we are passing three arguments, so the first value will copy to the first argument, then the second one will copy to the second one, then the third will copy to the third one. So from left to right will copy. Clear? But at the compiling time, at the declaration time, the values will assign from right to left. That default value will assign from right to left. But at the calling time, the new values will copied from left to right. That is the difference. Clear? So these are the important points to remember when you are using default arguments. Okay. I'll show you with some examples why right to left and left to right. Okay. Say this. Okay, here I put some exercise. Then you will get a clear picture on default arguments. So these are function prototypes, or we can say function declaration. So how we can assign the default values in the function declaration. Say this: int sum in bracket int a is equal to 10, int b is equal to 20, int c is equal to 30. So the compiler will assign the default values from the right to left. Okay. So first it will check, is there any value in C? Yeah, it is there, 30. Then it will move on to B. Is there any value? Then it's correct. Okay. Then it will move on to the A. A is equal to 10. It will assign A as 10. So this statement is correct. Okay. There is no error in it. Now this one is correct. Now see the second one. Int sum bracket int a comma int b is equal to 20, then int c is equal to 30. Now from the compiler, from the third number onwards, okay, third one is C. So C is equal to 30 from right to left. So C is equal to 30, so the compiler assign the value. Then B is equal to 20, assign it. Then int A, no problem. If in the left side, no problem. Okay, but if from the right onwards, we want to assign it. So this one is also correct. Now the next one is int a comma int b comma int c is equal to 30. So first he assigned the third value. Okay, fine. Then the middle one is, there is no value in it, so no problem. Then int a also have no values, no problem. So this statement is also correct. Okay. Now see the next one. Int a is equal to 10, comma int b comma int c is equal to 30. So from the right onwards, the compiler will assign the values. Okay. So in C is equal to 30. So in C, 30 is assigned. Now the next one is int B. B, there is no default value in B. But they put an initial value in A. So this is wrong. Why? First the compiler will assign the value from the right. So first in C, then B, then only A can assign a value. Clear? If we are assigning any value in A means we want to assign in B and C. Otherwise, this is wrong. Okay. So this statement is wrong because see, in A and C values are there. The middle one there is no value. So the compiler will assign the values from the right to left. So first we want to assign the value from the right means first in C, then in B, then only we can assign the value in A. Okay. So if your A is having any value means we must have assigned in B and C. See the error message? A has a default value. So B and C must have default values. Understood now? Now see the next one. In sum bracket int A, okay, int B is equal to 20, comma int C. See, from the right. So in C, there is no default value. If there is no default value means we can't assign any value to B or A. So here B is equal to 20. So this one is also wrong. If we are assigning any value in B, we must initialize the value in C also. Otherwise, the statement is wrong. What is the reason? B has a default value, so C must have default value. Understood? Yeah. Now see the last one. Int sum, int A is equal to 10, int B is equal to 20, int C. So from the right onwards we want to assign it, is it? So C have no value. So this one is wrong, is it? We are assigning the first same mistake. If we are assigning any value in A in the first argument, then this is in B and C, we must assign in it. Otherwise, we will get error message. So this one is also wrong. So we want to initialize in B and C. So A has a default value, so B and C must have default value. So here B is having a value, but C is no value. So this one is wrong. Now you got the point. So what is left, right to left? Okay, from the right onwards only we can assign the values. So if three arguments are there means first we want to assign the value to the third one, then we want to assign the value to the second one, then we want to assign it in the first one. We can't empty at the last or the middle one. Understood? If you are assigning any value in the first argument, then it is compulsory to assign all the arguments. Understood? This is the important point to remember in when you are using a default argument. Clear? Okay, now we can check how it will work on function definition and calling. See the function definition here. Here I put one example. This is for finding the total seconds from hour, minute and second. Okay, see the definition. Int is the return type. Time second is the function name. Then in bracket int h, comma, int m is equal to 0, int s is equal to 0. So hour, minute and seconds we are passing. And m is equal to 0, s is equal to 0 means default arguments. Okay, we are assigning default value as 0. So here see the difference. We are assigning the value, we are setting the default value on the function header of the function definition. So here we are not using function prototype. Okay. Now see the steps, see the logic how we can find it. Int second, one variable declared for assigning it. H into hour into 3600. That means hour we are converting into seconds. Then minute into 60 means minute we are converting into seconds. Then S is already a second. So we are adding all the seconds and we are returning the second to the calling place. Clear? So this is the definition here. So in time seconds, three variables are there, H, M and S. So H is empty, then M is equal to 0, S is equal to 0. Now we can check the calling statement. See the first calling statement is cout. So we are printing on the monitor, that return value we are printing on the monitor. Time seconds we are calling. And in bracket three arguments are there. See the arguments, direct value we are assigning. Okay, 2, 10, 40. These three values we are assigning. And do you remember the point? At the calling time, when you are passing any value to the call function, so the values will copied from left to right. So left to right means 2 will copy to H, then 10 will copy to M, then 40 will copy to S. Is it? That is the flow. So first 2 will copy to H. See, H is empty now. Now we passed 2 here. Clear? The next one is 10. But in M already 0 is there. So when you are passing, automatically 0 will replaced with the new value. So 10 is assigned. Clear? Now 40 we are moving to S. So the value of S will change to 40. Clear? So this is the calling style. Then we will get the return, we will get the value second on the monitor. Okay, now see the next calling step. and we'll get the answer as, what is the answer? See, 2 into 3600 plus 10 into 60 plus S is 40. So 2 into 3600 plus 10 into 60, 600 plus 40 means we will get 7840 as the result. Clear? Now, next one, we will get it on the monitor. Okay. Now see the next call. See out, time second, 1 comma 30. 1 comma 30. Okay. Only two arguments are there. So from left to right it will copy. From left to right. So first 1 will copy to H and 30 will copy to M. Now see the changes in H and M. So first H change to 1. Then 30 you want to move to M. So M change to 30. Okay. But there is no value in S. We are not passing any value to S. So that time S is 0. Clear? S value is 0. Understood now? So here first argument is copied to the first one. Second argument we copy to the second one. Then the existing one will overwrite. Then third, there is no argument. So the default value itself will assign here. So 1, 30 and 0. So what is the answer? 1 into 3600 plus 30 into 60. We'll get the answer as 5400. Clear? Now the next one. See out, time second bracket 3. Only one argument is there. One argument 3. Okay. So 3 will move to H. Is it? 3 will move to H. So what is the change in H now? H is 3 now. And there is no other arguments. So M and S is 0 itself. Okay. Because these are the default values. In M is equal to 0, then S is also is equal to 0. So M is 0, S is 0. Only we passed 3 in H. So we got 3 in H. Now what is the result? Hour we are converting into seconds. So 3 into 3600. So we will get the answer as 10,800. Clear? Okay. Now the last statement. See the last statement. See out, time seconds, empty bracket. Empty bracket means we are not passing any value to that function. So if there is no value, the computer will automatically check, is there any default argument in it? So in H there is no argument and we are not passing any value here. So this statement is wrong because we need to pass at least one argument because H, there is no default value in H. So this statement is wrong. Clear? So this is the calling and the function definition style. Understood now? Okay. Now we can implement default arguments in a C++ program. Okay. So here see the C++ program with the same example time second. Okay. So first hash include iostream.h, then the prototype. So here I use the prototype. So int time second bracket open int h comma int m is equal to 0 comma int s is equal to 0 bracket close semicolon. So this is the prototype. Prototype means function declaration. So if you are using any function declaration statement in a program and if you are using any default arguments, we need to set the argument, default argument in the function declaration time itself. Understood? That is very important point. So if we are using any default argument values, we need to set at the function declaration time itself. Clear? So here m is equal to 0, int s is equal to 0. So here we initialize the values. Understood? Now the program begins. Void main bracket open cout. Total seconds is equal to the same statements I put it in the program. So time second to 1040 brackets. Then cout total seconds is equal to time second 1 comma 30. Then cout total seconds is equal to time second 3 only. See, 3 arguments are there. The first one, all 3 we are passing with the new arguments, and in time second one 1 comma 30. So only 2 arguments we are passing. There is also no problem. Then time second 3 means only hour we are passing, because minute and seconds is 0 itself, so no need to pass. Okay, now see the definition here. Int time second bracket, the header is C, int h comma int m comma int s. There is no initial value here because we already set in the function prototype. So if you are using function declaration, set the default arguments at the declaration time itself. So that time no need to specify the declaration again. Clear? So we can define the values. We define the function. Understood? We can use that values. So in second is equal to hour into 3000 seconds, 600 plus m into 60 plus s, then return second. So this is the program here. Understood? Now how it will work? The execution will begins on void main and cout total seconds. See? So time second with the values 2, 10 and 40. Moving to 2 will copy to h, and in m 10 and in s 40. So already values are there, that will overwrite and the new values will copy it. And we will get the return value as 2 into 3600 plus m into 60 plus m means 10, 10 into 60 plus 40. So return seconds. So we will get the result on the monitor. Clear? Now see the second point. Total seconds is equal to time second with 1 comma 30. 1 comma 30. So 1 will copy to h and 30 will copy to m. In s there is no argument. Okay, it's not an error because there is a default value in the declaration step. So no problem. That 0 is the initial value here. Okay. So 1 into 3600 plus 30 into 60 plus 0. So that will return to monitor. Understood? Now the next one. Total second is equal to time second with 3. 3 is the argument. Only one argument is there. So 3 will move to h. M and s there is only one argument. But in m and s we already initialized in the declaration step. So m is equal to 0, s is also is equal to 0. So 3 into 3600 we will get it. Then it will return to monitor. Clear? So we will get the output as total second 7840. Then int L means to the new line. So we will get the answer of the second in the next line. Total seconds is equal to 5400. Again there is an int L. So ending the line, we are moving to the next line. Then total second is equal to 10,800. Got it? Okay. Now I'll show you the one more method using the default arguments in C++ program. Here we used function prototype and the definition. So how we can avoid this function prototype step? See the change in the program. Here first hash include IOStream and the definition. See, before main we are defining the function. So there is no confusion for the compiler, because what is time sec? At the calling is later, after the definition only calling. So the compilation time, the definition will compile, then only it move to the void main part. Otherwise, if you are writing void main first, and it will see the first statement as time sec. So the compiler will be in confusion what is time sec. That's why we are putting the function prototype on top. So here function definition itself we are putting on top. So the time sec, what is time sec? The compiler know what is time sec. See the definition is there on top itself. So time sec int h int m is equal to 0, int s is equal to 0. So when you are defining the function definition on top, we can assign the default value at the header itself. No need of function prototype. Then see the statements are here. In second is equal to h into 3600 plus m into 60 plus s. Then return seconds. Brace open, void main. The same statements here I am repeating. Then how it will execute? Execution will begin only from void main. Okay, so the execution starts from here. The first statement is cout total seconds time second 2, 10, 40. So the calling step with 2, 10 and 40 values. So 2 will copy to H, 10 will copy to M, then 40 will assign to S. Okay, so 3 arguments are there. So the default default value will overwrite it and set with new values. Okay, so 2 into 3600 plus 10 into 60 plus 40. The value will return. Okay, on the monitor. So after this, the cout message total seconds is equal to, we'll get the result here on the monitor. Okay, now see the next point. Total seconds is equal to time sec with 2 arguments. So 1 comma 30. So the calling step is there. So 1 will copy to H, 30 will copy to M. So S is 0 itself. So here 1 into 3600 plus 30 into 60 plus 0. We will get the answer on the monitor. Clear? Now the last statement, total seconds is equal to time sec bracket 3. Only one argument is there. So we are passing 3. We are passing to H. Then M is 0, S is 0 because only one argument is there. Clear? So 3 into 3600 plus M into 60 plus S. That means 0 into 60 plus 0. So we will get the result on the monitor. Clear? So this is compulsory. One argument is compulsory for this program because the first argument there is no default value. Clear? Now see the output. Total seconds is equal to 7840. Then total seconds is equal to 5400 for the second one. Then for the third one, 10,800. Clear? So in the function prototype, we can define the default arguments. Same like in the function definition also we can define the default arguments. But if we are using function prototype in a program, no need to define again in the function definition that default values. Clear? I hope you all understood the concept of function with the default arguments. So see you in the next video with a new topic, different techniques of passing arguments. So till then, take care. Bye. Thank you.